是各站大师赛4强常客，近期团队近况逐渐加温。那月初迎来本赛季第1座大师赛的分站冠军，那此役也是 FIBA 3x3史上第100站大师赛连续1役，郑州以 Princeton 扮演撕裂对手防线的要角，凭着优异的破坏力，时常获得2分打 N1 的机会。另外，郑州还有2023欧洲杯奥地利国家队班底 Anus Moretti 与 Ventus Leander， 外加2023 FIBA 3x3 U23世界杯奥地利国手 The Q， 是一支经验与艰巨的团队啊。那等一下会对上我们的 B 组第1。好，我们这一次为各位郑重介绍，这一次 Vienna 来自奥地利的，这支球队是全世界排名第2名的球队。欢迎回到台湾！
哇，世界排名第2。那今天呢，来到了我们台湾呢，参与了这次的台北挑战赛。那我相信呢，这是一个相当难得的机会哦。那也希望呢，等一下呢，我们台中红家火鸡，他们能够拿出呢200%的实力，好不好？加油了！
待会将进行做 A 组的比赛。
那也请问一下呢，现场的朋友，那有没有呢？你们家的小孩刚好是穿着黄色的衣服，然后深蓝色裤子的？ 有没有呢？家长，你们家的小孩刚刚好穿的是黄色的衣服跟深蓝色裤子的，你的小孩现在在我手里，赶快把他领回去。我们这边的东西快被吃光了。好，场上球员停止赛前练习。
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Pool A 组比赛即将开始。首先 introduce to you Vienna number 13, Princeton. Number 10, Nicole Gartner. Number 12, Matthias Leander. Number 7, Innes. Team Vienna 自奥地利欢迎来到台湾。
那接下来呢，马上要为大家介绍的是我们刚刚呢从资格赛呢挺进了我们接下来的12强，是我们台中红家火鸡。 人不清土清，也希望呢现场的朋友，不管你刚刚都是支持哪一个人，现在呢都是支持我们仔仔。首先登场的是我们球衣编号15号的朱文麟，接着登场的是球衣编号13号的韦博洋。 球衣编号12号的陈柏宇，最后呢要 要为大家介绍是我们人称战神的小罗敬全。
Hello ladies and gentlemen, seniors and youth. Welcome to the 2023 FIBA 3x3 Taipei Challenger. After the early afternoon of qualifiers, it's time to get on with pool play. It's my pleasure to introduce current world number 2 team in Vienna from Austria, up against the team who just qualified, the Taizong Hongjia squad, playing on a back-to-back, but after the cheerleader performance, they're ready to go. I'm Ryan Chen, joined by Taylor Chen on the broadcast. And the unique thing about the 3-on-3 series worldwide is that different venues at different points in time can invite these world-class teams to these events here for us locally. And so we got to see the teams in Taiwan go about competing all summer long, but now it's time for us to see up close and in person what world-class 3-on-3 play is like. So there's going to be 4 groups, and eventually they're going to vie to make the elimination round tomorrow. That will start with the final 8 teams, then to the semis, and then the championship, which will take place tomorrow at 7:20 p.m. Have a little bit of technical difficulties, and so the players will get a little bit more time to get themselves loose. There was quite a long, prolonged delay in the early afternoon, so understandably, the teams who played in the qualifiers might be all right, but these other teams who've been waiting for group play to begin might be a little bit antsy, as like you like to say, Taylor. Welcome on to the broadcast of the pool play now.
Thanks, Ryan. I had to run a mile away for a quick bathroom break, but yeah, we had quite a good amount of that technical difficulty. Maybe about 15 minutes, I believe it was during one of the Taipei City Knights' games. So I don't know. We'll see if this has an effect on our first look at Team Vienna.
Yeah, that being said, even though we're getting later and later in the day, I think I see a little bit of sunlight peering through around. We are at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall, and the grounds right in front of the White Memorial structure, with the Liberty Square behind us and the theater and National Concert Hall flanking around to make this park.
Yeah,
conveniently off of the green line of the Taipei City Metro. If you have any interest in coming in to take a view of things going on, it is free to attend and watch the game from one of the grandstands, one of 3 in front of us around the court.
Yeah, it's quite picturesque here. We got a lot of tourists here, even locals, foreigners all around, including the fans that we have in the seats, overseas, foreigners, locals, huge basketball fans. We were talking about it earlier today. Tainan had a huge fan group here, as well as the Taipei Knights. They were sitting on the right side of us, as well as the right side of the hoop from our perspective.
Well, since we're introducing them for the first time in number order, number 7, Enes Moradi for Vienna, followed by number 10, Nico Kaltenbrunner, number 12, Matthias Lenord, and number 13, Quincy Diggs.
Clearly that's the outlier. He sounds a lot more American than the rest of our Vienna players.
Just a little bit. Vienna will be in blue, and Taizong will be in their maroon colors. As mentioned, they just played last in the qualifiers, as the challenge at the rim results in a foul. That's number 13, Wei Boyang, who is a bigger man, but up against this Vienna squad, kind of just looks average.
I think we're going to definitely notice that as Chinese Taipei if they move ahead, playing against a big size difference between them and these overseas teams.
Duan getting a little bit of angle and a fancy step with the left-handed lay-in. Good job by Duan. Was able to bulldoze his way through the summer when he's out there. Ooh, a pass between two Vienna defenders. I don't see that happening often.
Tough defense by Carlton Brunner.
Second effort is good by that Changhua. Immediately tight zone with another possession. But a illegal screen on the twisting handoff.
First chance to see Quincy Diggs, Dallas native.
Got the headbands running in on the left side. Two quick substitutions. About a minute in, tied zone 2, Vienna 1. Duan is denied at the hoop by an order.
Maradi coming in for the floater. Gets his own rebound. Kind of does a little bit of flop in there.
Bumped off his own spot there.
See a team subbing a lot of, or subbing as often as Vienna so far.
Well, it is their first game, so it makes sense as a nice dime by World Tour.
Diggs for 3, just short off the rim.
Immediately going to the hoop. Taizo's got a 4-1 lead. Runner in and out.
Hopefully they don't exert too much of their energy in the beginning of this game. It's only 8 minutes and 20, we're only about a minute and a half into this game.
Well, in pool play, you basically just don't want to be the last place team of 3. So, but of course, similar fashion, you don't want to drop any game either. Launer fights for the possession as Kurtenbrunner off a little deep. Well, and they didn't follow the screen like he should, leaving a tough shot for Chen.
Maradi for 3. Rim.
Yeah, Vienna's had trouble finding their mark, but not Taizong as Luo Jungquan makes it a 5-point lead. Little mid-range Duan, he does it too. Bottom shot from that left corner. Mid-range jumpers from the corners. Very different concept. Off the bank, and that makes it 8-1. Quick take foul as it looks like Taizong needs to catch their breath. They've done so well to build up quite a large lead. Having a world-class team on the back heels.
Especially since they're the #1 ranking team.
#1 seeded team in this tournament.
#1 seeding team.
Again, another close one. Vienna's not had any luck. But an easy block for Diggs. And they'll get the possession out of bounds as our television timeout will stop play at 6:57. Definitely doesn't seem like Vienna's that far off. They've missed 3, if not 4, close ones. And Taizong has kind of picked up every loose ball and has found driving lanes at opportune times. If you throw in a 3 or 2, or I should say, a couple of outside shots. Well, Vienna will start on offense for Kurtenbrunner, but pushed all the way out. Now Diggs will take a turn from way downtown. Spin move to the right. Not much that Wei Poyang could do there. Too much hands and first foul of the game for Vienna. Long possession, finally getting a pass off as Duanling looked like he was almost going the wrong direction. Diggs another deep shot. This one is through. Vienna's back in it. A little bit of a run on their own. At this point after the timeout, clearly Taizong is the more winded team. Illegal elbow, it seems? No, a defensive foul. That's definitely one probably hard to take. As Moradi was a member of the European Cup national team squad. Well, flying in there, did not connect on the pass as Moradi right back at it. Close miss. Look what I found, Kurtenbrenner puts it in. All loose, and now Vienna's defense is really turning up the heat. Kurtenbrenner is another deep shot, but the rebounding is becoming a problem as it looked kind of clean from me, but from my ankle, but Taizong is really quickly emptied out their tank. Get to this stage, Taizong had to play 2 games in their qualifier group. Free throw made. Oh, shot is no good. We got 5.5 minutes to go and a missed defensive assignment. Kurtenbrenner can take advantage of that outside opening. Once again, and this time it's in order. Well, pretty much gave up on the defensive play to find a open spot for a 3. It wasn't to be. Game tied up as Moradi's in. Diggs quick fire 3. Moradi can't put it back in and commits the foul. Duanling try to go with a quick spin. No, call for the travel. Moradi, step back 3 on the way, a beauty. Well, gets the 3 off, but that one only close as he crashes into Diggs. Kind of funny to see like 165 Luo. Kind of push over and knock into Diggs in such a way. Kurtenbrenner from the 3-on-3 logo. And Vienna has built up a 4-point lead. Trying to answer back, and way short is Tim Boyi. A 11-point run for Vienna from the 6:57 mark to this timeout called by Taizong with 4 minutes and 22 left on the clock.
现场我们再给台中红家伙给尖叫声好吗？我是台中吃你们家的宵夜。
Step back, Lautner, no good. Trying to use the dribble moves. But Maradi is too strong, and a ton. Wild shot is missed. Curtain runner, this one was short, but all three Vienna players were on the board.
Wide open.
And the make by Maradi, and this one, even with 3 minutes left, seems over. And now an open shot made by Changhua. Finally, Taizong ends that scoreless streak. Now they've got a lot more energy in their game. Duanling psyched out their defense. He scores in a 3-point deficit for Taizong. Already quashes that one with a 3. Counted as a 2, of course. We're watching 3-on-3 basketball after all. That contact uncalled as Vienna takes advantage down low. Ball goes out of bounds as both teams will kind of take a breather there. There was a frantic 2 minutes.
Come on, team, come on.
Wide open.
来一个！所以你上进去呀！
World number 2 ranked Vienna, just 4 points away from clinching a victory here to open up the Taipei Challenger. Taizong getting on the board with Duanling receiving the pass from Luo. There's 2 of the 4 points. Block shot by Curtain Runner as Luo gets to the other side. Going down low, Curtain Runner lays it up and in. You heard Maradi pretty much calling that play from the bench. A 2 ices the game. That's Matthias Lautner and Vienna clinching a opening win in their group play. Give credit to Taizong for really getting off to a hot start, 8-1 before the timeout. But Vienna really showing off their skills and their class that they could play with. First game in the book, 22-12 here in Pool A. Up next in Pool B, Amsterdam versus Changhua. The chance of the absolute 3-on-3 series here in Taiwan. We'll be back after this.
我们一共的区分为 A、B、C、D 的4个小组。那大家在场边也可以看到了，我们威尔森的一个篮球网，一个转身。来一个！所以你上进去呀！ 哇，好快！
也希望我们彰化在这一次台北挑战赛，有个好的成绩。Alright, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? 首先为各位介绍 Amsterdam HiPRO 荷兰 number 13 Jason。现场的观众们，我们赛事稍微delay一下。好，再次重新各位介绍，来自 Amsterdam HiPRO 荷兰 number 13 Jason。Number 8, Albert Slachter. Number 11, Noah Dennison. Number 4, Juanita Jones. Team Amsterdam HiPRO.
好，接着呢要为大家介绍的是我们彰化培训队。首先呢登场是球衣编号14号的蒲国伦，球衣编号12号的王正文。接着登场的是我们球衣编号9号的 David 戴维。最后呢为大家介绍球衣编号6号的于祥平。
再次呼吁在右边栏杆的小朋友们哦，尽量不要靠栏杆往后，为了你自身安全，请不要靠在栏杆上。请栏杆上的观众，我可以坐下来欣赏。
Thanks for tuning in to another 3-on-3 Taipei Challenger. You are currently watching Amsterdam versus Changhua. Changhua in the red and Amsterdam in blue. On the screen you see our referees for today for our current match. My name is Taylor Chen. Here with me is Ryan Chen.
Just previously was world number 2 of Vienna taking down the Taichung Hongjia, who advanced through the qualifiers on the Pool A side of things. And we have a lot of strong teams in this competition. This Amsterdam team has also made it to many finals, semifinals themselves. After the coin flip, Changhua will start with possession. Looks like we're still waiting on an event detail to get completed before we get started. In 3-on-3, 10 minutes on the clock, or first to 21 points. 2 points if it goes to overtime.
Dumping hands it off to Guoluan. Flag turn out to Nelson. Blocked by, intercepted by Wang Zhen.
I think that was a block shot. Good anticipation there.
Just making it was Nelson. And Sunwon tries to go in for the layup.
Kind of just overshot it. In the last game, we saw Vienna's size really kind of play a difference down the stretch, and this Amsterdam team is pretty much every position much bigger than their Changhua counterparts.
Tallest player for Amsterdam is Jan Dreysen, standing tall at 6'8", so definitely a height difference. As number 9, Dai Wei, lays it in down the middle of the lane. Dai Wei with a jump shot. Back-to-back shots from the 23-year-old.
They're going to that spot, like you said, but not even close. Jan.
It's a pretty huge age gap or age difference between the two teams. For the Changhua side, we got 21, 22, 23-year-olds, as opposed to Amsterdam, we got Arvin Slagter. He is our most senior player at 38 years old. The youngest being Norbert Delson. That shot, yeah.
That's Nielsen.
Young, making space down the lane, lays it in. And Dai Wei for 3, way too far ahead. Jion rocking the short shorts. Played 13 seasons as a pro player for the ZZ Leiden. 11 seasons for ZZ Leiden, 13 seasons total as a pro 5-on-5 player. Even had his number 6 jersey retired for that team. Dai Wei tries to go in for the shot.
Now on the elbow, they say. You know, it's interesting because number 8, Alvin Slaughter, kind of has a different philosophy when it comes to his shorts. Here on the back gear side.
We love the variety here.
That's gonna hurt. Missed free throw on the Changhua side. Interesting whistle as that DeYoung was throwing a pass over his right shoulder blindly.
You see quite a few of those blind passes actually this whole entire day.
Well, with less players on the court, you can almost take bigger risk with your passing. Right? If it's out of bounds, dead ball, clock stops. But if you happen to be right and hit a teammate with a pass, you know, a wide open shot. But that time, Dion going to work, driving right. And his length actually generates a little bit more power and push when he bumps into his defender.
Young coming in again, lays it in once again, just showing his years of experience as a pro ball player up against these young 20-year-olds.
Fighting hard on Wang Zhenwen. Finally ends that run with a made basket underneath.
Young for three. Can't connect, but he's gonna come in again. Draws a foul on
That's number 14 and it looks like Amsterdam's really finding their stride as we hit the television timeout here.
For our local viewers, may not be on screen, but on the other side of us, we have our Chinese broadcasters. There is assistant coach Ma Jie for the Taipei Pilots, previously for assistant coach for the T1 Tainan Ghost-Hawks as the color commentator today.
The other coach that quote-unquote switches leagues was Coach Irgi Caminos, who was the head coach of the Suns, as De Young shows off the hops. And the ball conveniently goes out of bounds for us to see that one once again, thanks to our producers. But Caminos, now the head coach of the Taipei Pilots. So the two of them on the same squad, on the same coaching staff now.
Guy way off with that jump shot. Flagged her to Dreisen. Score is 11-4. Amsterdam with a comfortable lead with 6 minutes left on the clock. Daiwei, last-ditch effort.
There you see, Amsterdam's really not settling on the outside. Their guys are hyper aware of where their other teammates are.
好，那另外呢，也跟大家预告一下哦，现在的时间呢，这个距离呢5点还剩下最后2分钟。那等一下呢，在我们中日机场这边呢，会举行一个战士。
Flactor resorts to Dreisen, drops in another one.
走到我们这个国旗台的地方。那我们这边呢5点的时候呢，我们这边的所有的声音呢会完全静音。
For a travel violation.
Yeah, Yu Xiangping was affected by that length. That Amsterdam players, they're taller, they have linkier arms. It makes it really tough once you pick up your dribble.
Daiwei coming in. Manages to get the lane up against De Jong.
Yeah, that's an underrated thing about basketball, the hop pivot. You know, so many times players nowadays want to go to a side-to-side Euro step, but when you pivot the right way, you create a good steal and you prevent the defense from catching you in the right spot. Well, how about like that? A little two-man game there. De Jong, the benefactor.
Clock is counting down with Yu Xiangping trying to go in for two.
That's Pu Guoling who puts it back.
John once again on the opposite side.
5 minutes to go, or less than 7 points to go if you're Amsterdam. Changhua has got to kind of completely change the script on this game if they want to get back into it. Looks like we have another hardware adjustment to be made. And I guess we can kind of alert the players. They might be kind of in for it. At least the scoreboard and the LEDs in front of us have been reawoken.
I don't think the visuals are having a problem. Maybe it's just more so updating the scoreboard.
Well, if you think about it, it isn't exactly an easy job to run a scoreboard in 3-on-3 as quickly as the game goes. Fouled on the way to the basket. That's Worthy De Young. I think I was driving on a highway.
Their shot is good. Having some more technical difficulties, more so on the DJ side right now. As Daiwei goes around DeYan. Gets it in before the buzzer.
Wow, incredible with that spinning, twisting layup. Nice English on it. Couple scores in a row for Changhua, making it a little bit interesting, and a bad miss, but I don't think I'm the right intended target for that pass.
As interesting as it gets, with considering it's the score is 15-8.
Block shot down low, and Changhua's got a number of stops in a row. Just need to get more clean looks. There's one.
Round and out for Yu Xiangping.
One thing that Amsterdam is demonstrating really well is how effective their screening game is, whether it's on ball or off ball.
De-Jong giving it to the young buck. But he's coming back in just to tip it right in.
Now, he looks like he can be taken advantage of down low. He's not exactly the strongest guy. But Amsterdam willing to trade baskets with their, what is that, 4-possession lead? To kind of redo the math. Taylor and I are typically 5-on-5 broadcasters. So like the math kind of works a little differently.
And also, I'm not even that strong on the math side, so definitely need to do some adjusting as Slagter drops in 3. So timeout is called.
Now it'll be interesting because Vienna, with a 2-point difference, actually wanted to get 2 baskets. So they wanted a 1, then they wanted a 2. Kind of intentionally working on their strategic game. We talked about the math, right? When do you want 1s, when do you want 2s? They wanted to execute 1 play for each. And you know, with the credibility, the resume that Amsterdam's coming in with, maybe they'll try to do the same. But Changhua will start with the basketball. Going Taiwei's way. Good set play, almost got blocked, but a made layup.
Thielsen tries to slam it down off target.
There's a foul, and man, that was the ultimate 1-pointer you can have before the end of the game. By that logic, you would think if they score 1, they're definitely going to try to shoot a deep 2-pointer. And Slaughters ran into there.
Could be the way to conclude the game. He'll get 2 shots.
Following matchup, taking place soon after, we have from Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar versus Marijampole from Qatar.
Just one more for Amsterdam.
Got the free throw, but missed the 3. Just like we talked about, pretty intentionally working on that. You can call this kind of a 2-for-1 offensive strategy.
They're on top for 3.
And he made it even harder for himself than that last one.
Want to make it a little bit fun, a little bit of a challenge for himself. As we conclude this game, Amsterdam 22, Changhua 12. And like Ryan's mentioned, Mongolia versus Qatar coming up, so stay tuned.
Okay.
Cause you need some relief, so you flee from the heat as the sparks just fly when I freak to the beat. I advance like an avalanche, gaining speed, and you don't have a chance, so you need to leave. Cause I can't stop like a clock with a minute hand. I keep coming with more grooves than Jimmy Jam. I have a track rock like a blast off till the last drop. Gotta give it all the cast got. Cause I score with the flow, I'm a cut above. When I hand you the mic, wear an oven glove. What we gonna do? Gonna break that heat. What we gonna do? Gonna brothers some alligators. Snap out these chickens, you sure they rate us. Run out these brothers, you know they haters. Ain't no fool in my gang, no we all obey. There's no debating. My brothers some alligators. No these roads don't need validators. Savage the mono, we overtaking. Getting ripped with the toes coming like they bacon. Ain't no faking. My brothers some alligators. Snap out these chickens, you sure they rate us. Run out these brothers, you know they haters. Ain't no fool in my gang, no we all obey. There's no debating. My brothers some alligators. Alligators, alligators. My brothers some alligators. Alligators. Long. One time for my brothers who are still round. Couple roll, couple legit, still nick clowns. Couple gone, couple up, couple locked down. R.I.P. NCMP, we bill it and live. Loud cement is you to sit it. Any who tried us would regret it. Never would let it slide if you disrespect us. Why them brothers were boss when we came to check it. You expected we from when they take to get it. Robbing they out if they see you flexing. Got no option but pass when these brothers testing. To survive without scarring would be a blessing. Got a couple been in trouble too many times. Rushing them brothers who ran up on mine. Protecting them plus when they out on their grind. I was sure I had heart, had no Kevin in mind. We're on that house and avoiding that time. Doing this music and road on the side. Avoiding them stakes and the ends of a slide. On their own brothers and all for a dime. All for them all they be crossing the line. But this in the game, no they playing with lies. I'm holding on something, ain't playing with mine. You playing with yours, you run up on mine. Ain't nothing funny, cause everyone bleeds by the sword. I already lost one of my G's. The other was running and ducking police. Guess cause we grew up primal in the streets. Brothers some alligators. Snap out these chickens, you sure they rate us. Run out these brothers, you know they haters. Ain't no fool in my gang, no we all obey. There's no debating. My brothers some alligators. No these roads don't need validation. Savage the mono, we overtaking. Getting ripped with the toes coming like they bacon. Ain't no faking. My brothers some alligators. Snap out these chickens, you sure they rate us. Run out these brothers, you know they haters. Ain't no fool in my gang, no we all obey. There's no debating. My brothers some alligators. Alligators, alligators. My brothers some alligators. Alligators. Long. 2 times for my brothers who would still ride. When it's war and it pours, never slip, slide. 4, and it's grip tight. If it's on, turn them off, but we didn't switch lights. We coming up. Some months they be running up. No stress, we running up. Clowns acting funny, huh? You start then we done in ya. You shine or we sunning ya. They get it twisted. I'm going on dread. Won't touch not one hair on my brother's head. Respect it too highly to take disrespect. Come with the western and aim at your neck. Cause that's how the road goes. Best try know the code though. Cause talking's a no-no, especially the po-po. Now there is a no-go. That's how we know you ain't robo. Know that your pops is a nick on the slag. Hate on they start all cause you couldn't shine and claim you're a don. Never heard such a lie. If so should have handled the beef for lie. Fear that you're fabricating, Nick your lines. And me and my man them really about to lie.
下面这场的球队首先为各位介绍我们的蒙古 Ulaanbaatar MC Energy。那蒙古乌兰巴托队说是 F6 3对3的好朋友，他在台办理多场国际3对3的赛事后有说缺席过。蒙古国家队作为建设骨干，长期耕耘呢，至今说可以是进入团队的收成期。有2023年 FIBA 3对3的亚洲杯 MVP。台湾神父领军搭配去年入队的加拿大老将射手 Steve Sir 稳定的发挥，再加入曾经效力日本3对3 X 联盟劲旅17的 Marco， 整体战力如虎添翼。经过大半赛季的调整后，最终上海大师赛一举呢摘下年度的首座分站冠军，亚洲第一，真的名不虚传。那我们的第二支队伍立陶宛，来自立陶宛的 Marijampole， 那成员不乏有立陶宛国家队经历，团队平均身高194公分，平均年龄29岁，高度、机动性与年龄都在巅峰时期。球风秉持过去几届立陶宛来访的队伍特色，那采取大量的团队配合出击进攻，正中以2023欧洲杯立陶宛选手 Edmundas 领军，搭配老将 Justus 稳定军心。期盼呢，继9月克罗埃西亚萨莫博尔挑战赛闯进最后决赛后，再次挑战这一次的顶级赛事的冠军。好，首先为各位介绍现场的朋友们，欢迎Ulaanbaatar No. 3的 Good。Number 40, number Shabu. Number 50, Hangzhou. So we go to number 11, Steve Sir. 所说的 Steve Sir 也是当今 NCAA 流大学联赛的3个球命中率保持人，至今还没有人能破他的命中率纪录。Keep Ulaanbaatar。接下来为各位介绍立陶宛 Marijampole Number 11 Edmundas。Number 19 Justus。Number 7 Taipei. Number 9 Ulaanbaatar。第四 Enya 立陶宛 Marijampole。在这位现场的朋友介绍，在我们蒙古乌兰巴托队上这位11号 Steve Sir， 他是现今的 NCAA 赛事我们3分球的命中率纪录保持者，
Taipei Challenger. Currently watching. Get ready, it's mouthful. Ulaanbaatar MMC Energy from Mongolia against Marijampole Mantinga from Lithuania. Slight correction from what we had mentioned earlier. My name is Taylor Chen. On with me is Ryan Chen.
This is the, I believe, 8th game we'll be calling together.
We're fully caffeinated, snacked up, ready for the rest of the evening. Before this game, we had just called the Amsterdam HiPRO against Changhua. Amsterdam being the number 2 seed in this tournament.
So by the end of the day, in the group play, every team would have played twice. And then basically the team that loses twice will be eliminated from the tournament, and the rest, the other 8 in total, will advance onto the elimination rounds tomorrow. So Mongolia in Asia already has a reputation for a strong 3-on-3 environment. You add Steve Sir into the mix and just hit a 3. It makes for a lethal combination.
Steve Sir, Canadian man. I would say he is actually, from all the based on all the teams, our most veteran player. He is 41 years old. He is not only a coach in other 3-on-3 teams, but he is still a player for Team Mongolia. As number 11 of Lithuania, Evaldis Giagas, at the free throw line, misses. And bounce pass to Sot. Mongolia, what you're seeing right now is actually the core of the Mongolia's 3-on-3 national team.
We can proudly say that Chinese Taipei was able to take gold at the Asian Games, but Mongolia was definitely a squad that kind of had our eyes out for. Sticking strong with his position. Otkun Jargal Sot will defend his position along with Marijampole for the rebound.
Shimones.
Lithuania loves to ball screen and kind of get themselves a little bit stuck. I don't know if they cleared far enough. A beautiful pass by Sir.
Sir and Luchinkas being subbed out.
A curl cut just off. And Engbat is very athletic. He's got surprisingly good hops.
Giagas getting multiple chances at the post, but good defense by Team Mongolia. But Giagas laying it in. Inbot way out to Sot, out of the perimeter, makes a three. Just before the shot clock went off.
Out of bounds red ball. Lithuania, 领导了球权。
Lithuania with a quick curl set.
Giagas pushing through, looking at that arm stand. Amazing how he got that in.
A little overlap, but an open three taken.
Number 7, Luchinka is intercepting the ball, trying to go in for three. Lithuania still getting a shot.
Good effort play, and our crane camera operator gotta work on his footies. One thing that is kind of playing out in my perspective is spacing is not that optimal for both teams trying to conduct their offense. So just like that, we have a lot of guys kind of running into each other. And the earlier crisp passing by Mongolia has kind of been cut off by Lithuania in the passing lanes. Holding foul. Looks like that's a point that Lithuania might go to a little bit more, making number 15 Sot, number 14 Davasambu chase around screens a lot.
Shimones for three, goes around and out, but there's still some life as Giagas hands it off once again to Shimones. Back and forth between Shimones and Giagas, managed to pull through, score tied 4-4. And there you go, once again, back to back.
Yeah, there was a turnover before getting the ball beyond the three-point range.
Very clear pushing foul on Giagas.
Yeah, I just wanted to get a substitution going as Lithuania's kind of found their stride and they were aware of the clock and the timeout coming.
We have have a couple of Lithuanian pro ballers here in Taiwan. One is Edgar Jalonis for the T1's CTBC DA, played their debut, their season debut today, as well as Mindaugas Kupchas, playing for another T1 team, the Kaohsiung Aquas. We're seeing a lot more Euro-style basketball on the T1 side. So we're getting more Lithuanians, we're getting more Serbians also, as number 13, Jusas Nasedas comes in.
And yet again, a foul to kind of get a substitution going. But again, Lithuania seems to be catching some of the keys to create little advantages one after the other.
Valdez hitting the rim for that three-point shot, or excuse me, Steve Sir.
And then Sot finishing it off with a putback. I don't think offensive rebounding is necessarily the best offensive strategy, but funny enough, the Taizong squad kind of rode it to qualifying for pool play in the early afternoon qualifier games. We have free throws coming up.
Enbot, and Enbot just lays it in. Clear as day. Pasco collected 200, and here goes Giagas again.
It seems like every team might be carrying one kind of guard-like body, and similarly, every team has their own ISO plays against those smaller guards.
Seda hits the top of the board.
Mongolia fell asleep on the rebound.
Foul off number 3, Enbot. Enbot's going to sit out for a little bit, as well as Giagas.
Kind of funny, the player who draws a foul doesn't stay in the game.
No, he's like, all right, this is my time to sit out for a bit.
But it happens in 5-on-5 as well. Kind of funny. Obviously, free throws would be a different matter. Kind of a big-to-big screen. This is a very physical match with Mongolian players crashing the boards pretty much every single time.
I mean, you have said time and time again, 3-on-3 is a lot physical, and Mongolia is absolute killers when it comes to 3-on-3.
And it almost appears that way when we got to see them in the Asia games in the 5-on-5 competition. They played Chinese Taipei, and it just looked very different. But it had its effectiveness. Good hands, forcing to take it out from the 3-on-3 logo. If I remember my school days, Taylor, this is called a check ball. You have to pass it to the defense, and the defense passes it to the offense.
Oh, we're bringing it back, huh?
Well, I mean, that's what they're doing. Just don't think of that term calling 5-on-5 basketball. There's a foul trying to grab the rebound.
I say I have fond memories of school days of ball. Literally quit because couldn't stand the running. We wind down, 4.5 minutes left. Enbot. Bounce passes to Devasambul.
Hey, scoring has been such a premium. That one, but after a couple minutes of not scoring from both teams, but here it is. I think it's our first 2+1 coming up. That was Zementas Shimones. Oh, just the two.
Tell me something, Ryan. How cramped up is your tongue pronouncing all of these foreigners' names?
You know what? This is where calling baseball games actually makes you appreciate basketball commentary. Because baseball, maybe the MC will say their name, and then you might hear the producer in your ear. Like, there's a holding foul, look out. Looks like all the players are all right. And then the batter will adjust their batting gloves, and then they'll step out, clean up their cleats maybe. There's a foul ball. There's another reset. You can take a look at those notes again on the pronunciation guide. But in basketball, not so much. And as the physicality is so high, they've opted to kind of wipe the floor, especially underneath the basket.
So far, we've been pretty lucky in this tournament. Only one injury. Goran Bjelic of the Alphas EXE Japan. Despite his absence, though, Saitama was able to take the win.
And the next game as well.
As Steve Sir tries to go in for 3 at the top of the perimeter. Enbot. No look passes out to Sot.
Good stop down low. Shimona's just stood his ground. He's got that big catapult motion, bringing the ball back.
Way to look out for Enbot at the post was Steve Sir. Giagas goes in, turns around for another one.
That was one of those around the worlds. You can do that in 3-on-3 a lot more than 5-on-5.
But goes in for 3 and it's a wet.
That's big.
Giagas going in. Sir, ricocheting, swatting that out to Enbot. Now he's got possession, and here we go. Enbot coming in with another one. Creeping up, the score is 14-12.
TV timeout. And on that play, that's such an important element about basketball is you can make the right cut, the right time, and find yourself open, but the other part's important too, delivering the basketball. And a couple times now, Mongolian, say forwards and bigs, know how to hit, how and when Enbot will be open down low. Well, they bring it to within 2. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left.
Finally, Sot gets a chance to sit out. I think this might be his first time being benched.
Could be. Foul on the three-point attempt, though Sir trying to contest the flop. Another towel situation on the floor.
Sorry. Advidas Chicas at the free throw line. First one is good. Marijampole managing to keep their fouls below Mongolia right now, or Ulaanbaatar as they're called. And Giagas intercepts that ball. Chikas directing traffic right here. With 4 seconds left, he's going to shoot from the top and goes in.
Didn't even have his feet all the way set. And that's a pretty lethal one for Marijampole or the Lithuanian squad.
Davasambu getting the cookie in. With 2 seconds left, Chinkas try to go in from the left, but Sir will try his. We'll try it.
they're definitely very intentionally going for 2-pointers, as Sir just took that 1-point opportunity. Still a game with a minute and a half to go.
Easy floater for Giagas up against the 41-year-old. Giagas blocking Divasampol.
Wouldn't have counted anyways. That was a good read by the defense there of Lithuania. Kind of read that curl play, which would have turned into a through pass, but the defender jumped up anticipating it, and that caused a shot clock violation. I mean, you've seen this, especially in the pool play, how teams during the game get so smart and anticipate the plays that their opponents are drawing up. Now, to be fair, 3-on-3, there's 3 moving pieces on the opposition, so maybe a little bit easier to start cataloging those plays in your mind, as opposed to maybe 5-on-5. Though, admittedly, 5-on-5 basketball has turned into a lot more individualistic of a game. Coaches might say, we'll just go at this half. Teams might isolate a 2-man game here, a 3-man game here. I think we have our first technical foul of the Challenger series here.
Hold on, sir.
Could be a it could be a procedural situation with checking the ball to the opposition.
Ball still in Marijampole's possession as Giagas gets in under the, it's another one in at the post. Sir, with only a minute left, hustles to get that 3-point shot attempt. Good attempt. Good attempt at blocking Justus Nacedes. But just like that, Marijampole takes their first game in this tournament, 21-14, against the core of Mongolia's 3-on-3 national team. And coming up next, just in a couple of minutes, it's going to be Princeton versus Hangzhou. You're not going to want to miss it. It's USA versus
Steve Sir for 3. 出这次的台北挑战赛杭州队真的来自熊熊。Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Princeton, USA, number 12, Zahir Carrington. Number 7, Henry Caruso. Number 9, David Hopley. Number 14, Ansel Richardson. Team Princeton from USA 来自美国的。而接下来为我们介绍代表中国杭州的 Number 13 Males and Females。Number 11, Mantinga. Number 6, Vladimir Chankovich. Number 8, Goran Vidovich. 现场没有横标吧？代表中国杭州没有一个中国人。
Welcome back to 3-on-3 Absolute Basketball. You are currently watching Princeton or Team USA up against Hangzhou, China. Princeton is a little off here as we don't see any Chinese players actually on the court. If anything, we are seeing Serbian players on the court. We got Milovanovic, Miloš Stupica, Vladimir Trachkovic, and Goran Vidovic. My name is Taylor Chen, and with me is my partner Ryan Chen as we kick off another game here at Chiang Kai-shek Memorial Hall.
Ball back to Hangzhou.
Trachkovic up against Caruso. Gets it in.
One nothing.
Huffman to Caruso. And with 3 seconds left, gets in his floater. Princeton, Hangzhou, one each. Number 8, Goran Vidovic was waiting at the post. Once again, Princeton with the ball. Huffman to Caruso. Before this game, we were just calling Team Ulaanbaatar MMC Energy, which is a national Mongolia team, up against Marijampole Mantinga's Lithuania team. Lithuania managing to beat Mongolia's national team. Just short of 9 minutes left. We have number 6 of China, Trachkovic, handling the ball. Zahir Carrington losing the ball. Now back to Hangzhou's possession. Number 6, Trachkovic dropping in 3. Caruso coming in for Isaiah Wilkerson.
3-2, Hangzhou.
Now Hangzhou's possession. Number 8 popping it to 11. Supica. Playing one-on-one up against Vidovic. Vidovic getting that rebound. Shot's not going to count. Caruso spinning around for that floater. No good. As Vidovic out to Trachkovic. Draws a foul. After this matchup, make sure to stay tuned for the Yokohama Beefman EXE versus the qualifying B1 team. That's going to be at 6:45. Current score 4-2. Hangzhou with that lead, but anything can happen. It's only 7 minutes, 40 seconds. Vidovic passes it to Trachkovic. Gets in another one, and Wilkerson pushes up against Trachkovic. And an alley-oop slammer jammer with Milos Supica.
Welcome to Taipei, boys.
I think that might be our first alley-oop of this tournament. Score is 6-3. Hangzhou still have that lead. It's a low-scoring game right now. Trachkovic just with the lane all to himself. Slams it in. Wilkerson to Carrington. And Wilkerson quickly laying it in. Princeton draws a foul. We have timeout, a little breather for both teams. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left on the clock. Now for those wondering about this Princeton team, no, it is not comprised of all Princeton alumni. Henry Caruso is the only one who has gone to Princeton for undergrad. but they all have crossed paths and played ball before. As Milanovic drops in another three, 9-4. Duffman for a floater. That goes around and out. Manages to get the rebound. Wilkerson way off to the left. Unhappy with the referee's call there. Goran Vidovic, double team, try to go in for the lay-in, but no good. Couldn't execute as Caruso from deep tries to go in for three. A foul called on the ref. Score is 9-4. Hangzhou taking the lead. Caruso fumbling around with the ball. Still managing to keep it in Princeton's possession. Hands off to Duffman. Duffman for three. High ricochet off the rim. And another three, and it's good. Thanks to Vladimir Trachkovic. Referees are going to call it offensive foul on Caruso. He's going to come on. He's going to get back on the bench. Number 6, Trachkovic, another three. Just distancing themselves from Princeton. But Huffman drawing a foul. He'll get a chance at the free throw line. You can, as I've mentioned before, you can see a Euro-style basketball creeping into Asia as this Hangzhou Chinese team is only comprised of Serbian players. As we mentioned before, a lot of European players are getting signed to our professional teams here in Taiwan. We mentioned a couple of Lithuanian players. We also have Serbian coaches as well as players being signed here for Plus League and T1. A little bit of a pause in the game right now for Duffman. Free throw line. Vidovic up against Wilkinson, pops it back out to the perimeter. Here, Carrington on the floor. The foul called on the Hangzhou team on number 6, Trachkovic. Apologies, wrong call. Possession still on Hangzhou's side. With 8 seconds left in the shot clock, Vidovic tries to go for three. Ooh, number 6, Trachkovic manages to beat the buzzer beater. Caruso right at the post, gets the rebound, pops it back out to Duffman. Huffman. Princeton being very vocal about the referees' calls. As we have Goran Vidovic at the line. That free throw clanks out. Princeton only able to score 5 points so far. Hangzhou creeping up to 14. Shot clock, Hangzhou, Vidovic, 4-3, and it's good. He swishes in another one. Huffman finds Caruso for the assist. Trajkovic, very deep, but airballs a 3. But luckily recovered by number 13, Milanovic. Wilkerson's size manages to push Milanovic down to get a point. Now we got a TV timeout. 16-7, Hangzhou with the lead still. Wilkerson bringing the ball in himself. It's a little bit too high. Hits the top of the board. It's going to be Hangzhou's possession as Trajkovic comes in for Milovanovic. Ooh, try to see another alley-oop there. A little bit too high though, as Carrington tries to go in for 2 at the post. Got 4 seconds left. Wilkerson is on him like white on rice. Trajkovic tries to go in for 3. Last second, couldn't make it. Carrington loses the ball to Vidovic. Carrington receives a technical. Vidovic for 3, way off the rim. Caruso, same spot for 3, and it's good for an and 1. Haven't seen a lot of those in this game so far. Caruso, a Burlington Bay Area native, born and raised. Shout out to our Bay Area folks. Ryan and I are from the Bay Area, so hits us personally. There goes his free throw shot. 17-10 is the score. Trajkovic killing time, 4 seconds. Another air ball. Focus into Caruso. easy lay-in up against number 11, Milo Supica. Sends it off to Huffman. And an alley-oop for Caruso. It's a good pair up with Huffman and Caruso there. As number 6 of Hangzhou, Trachkovic goes in for 3, no good. Vidovic one-on-one up against Wilkerson. All he could do right now, make that 3 with 5 seconds left to go. Caruso at the top. A little bit outsized by Supica, but he's faster and was able to draw the foul. Huffman calling for a timeout. Get a little breather on both ends. Princeton is not completely out yet. Caruso, second time at the free throw line. 2 out of 2. Perimeter shot for Hangzhou. So Wilkerson for 3. A little bit too much to the left. Trying to make up the difference with a minute and a half left. Ball rolls off Caruso. Tries to make a 3. That's going to go around and out. He's going to let the ball poke out. Huffman wide open. Easy peasy, just stealing candy from a baby, goes in for the layup, 18-15, and forcefully Vidovic tries to go around for that shot. 59 seconds left to go. Caruso drives right in. He looks behind him and goes in for the slammer jammer. 2-point difference right now. The ball rolls. And Wilkerson has the ball, bounce passes to Huffman, takes his time, goes in for 3. That's going to rattle out. With 35 seconds left for a step back, number 6. Trachkovic off, still Hangzhou's ball. Princeton is looking absolutely winded right now. They still could tie the game, but might take a lot out of them right now. 26 seconds left, 18-16. Hangzhou still has that lead. Caruso, Wilkinson, Huffman for Princeton. Supica, Vidovic, and Trachkovic on the court right now for Hangzhou. Nice little breather right now. Reset the shot clock with 9 seconds left for Hangzhou. Midovic running down that clock. He's making moves. He's trying to go for that floater shot. He gets a second life. Directing Supita for that high screen. And another high floater, and that's gonna go in, 19-16. And that concludes Hangzhou and Princeton. Hangzhou takes it 19-16. Princeton fought hard towards the end. They managed to pull the difference a little bit, but Hangzhou just took it all at the end. It's a tight game. Stick around for the opening ceremony coming up. And right after, it's going to be the Yokohama Beefman EXE event against the qualifying draw team B, the first B team. So stick around, don't go anywhere.
Number 6 from downtown.
your flick. Addicted to beg and I beg that you stay far. Don't smile in my face, I greet you like I'm Ray Charles. Hit the road, I'm in it to make cars. We're family, we don't adopt any fake cars. Baba chat business, then to make cars. If that's you, when I bit late cars. Sayonara, au revoir. Take your whole career as a part. What's a flow, T to a heart? Little fish can't put fear in a shop. Put faith in my pen when creating an art. And I know how to shine when I face in the dark. Basic MCs are a walk in the park. And I still see no right when I race in the park. I was never fake from the start. Riding away with the oceans apart. Speak about peace with a hate in the heart. Don't want you to win, they're just making a mark. Practice what they preach, I'm not involved. Keep my distance, true color show. So good at staying and roll. But sus them when creating your glow. Don't have to pull my line. Might as well sit in the bread. They see me multiple times. Yeah, left and red. Why you got stand so close? Understand me as a friend. Come with them in Paddy Paddy. Most of them fake in the end. Don't have to pull my line. Might as well sit in the bread. Message me multiple times. You get left and red. Why you got stand so close? Understand me as a friend. Come with them in Paddy Paddy. Most of them fake in the end. What's loyalty nowadays? Is it just a race for your entertainment? Every week it's a rearrangement. Every chat is a different statement. Heard your tones, which don't know I noticed when certain names got mentioned. Just last week.
现场的朋友，是不是来点的欢呼声呢？给到我们北师大同学的最热情的加油！
Same time you wanna call with excuses. Same time you wanna plus more goal. Same time you wanna indirectly almost expect your links to get through. Can't take this for no animation. If it's sketchy, then it's locked off, no respawn. I was blessed from born. Mad that I'm here with the mess I saw. Real situation, exposure for. Real situation, exposure for. I was blessed from born. Mad that I'm here with the mess I saw. Real situation, exposure for. Real situation, exposure for.
跟着节奏拍手。 最热情的掌声，谢谢台北市立大学运动艺术学系为我们带来精彩的开场表演。在我们2023年呢，台北挑战赛真的很开心呢。我们台北市立大学运动艺术学系为我们带来精彩的开场表演。 各位呢，现场的所有的与会的观众，以及呢到场所有的与会贵宾，还有呢很多人在背后呢默默不断支持我们的朋友，大家好，我是今天活动主持人之燕，很开心呢在2023年的台北挑战赛，看到这么多呢热爱篮球运动的朋友一起呢来到了我们活动现场。废话不多说，我们能够邀请到了世界级的选手来到了我们台北，进行了这么精彩的赛事。我们马上来介绍呢这一次赛事当中最重要的主角来到我们活动现场。 首先呢，欢迎呢第一队，欢迎的是我们沃克啦
Team Walker from Qatar. 2023 Expo.
接着呢，为大家介绍是我们来自荷兰的阿姆斯特丹
Amsterdam HiPRO from Netherlands.
接着登场呢是我们布里斯本
From Australia, Brisbane made.
接着呢要欢迎的是我们在地，我们欢迎的是我们彰化最花培训队。
Taipei Changhua.
马上呢要为大家介绍的是我们旗津中信。
Taipei Challenger.
接着登场的是我们杭州
Representing for China, Hangzhou City.
马上呢登场的欢迎的是我们Marijampole
From Lithuania, Marijampole.
接着要为大家介绍是来自日本的水上町
From Japan, Vienna.
接着要来到了我们活动会场的欢迎的是来自美国的布里斯顿
From USA, Princeton. 奇遇 from Japan, send over Alpha.